Have you ever stopped to wonder why your mind becomes so restless? Why does it jump from idea to idea like a restless bird that doesn't stay on any branch for very long? Maybe you've even tried to silence it, imposing rules or orders on yourself. I need to concentrate. I can't think about that now. But, interestingly, this attempt at control usually fuels the whirlwind of thoughts even more. There is a reason for this. The mind that tries to control thoughts is part of the very cycle of restlessness. The more effort we use to silence this inner movement, the more power we give to what we want to avoid. Instead, ask yourself, am I willing to observe my mind exactly as it is without any effort to suppress it? When there is this genuine willingness, the mind does not feel pressured or coerced, and little by little, it can reveal its natural movements. The first step is simply to notice, my mind is chattering. It's seeking distractions. There is no judgment, no fight, just the honest acknowledgement of what is happening. At this point, an unusual feeling may arise, perhaps of relief, like when we realize we don't need to fight against the rain. Just open the umbrella or stay in a dry place. Here, in the inner sphere, opening the umbrella is the act of observing without interference. The second step is to maintain this state of observation. It is not a mechanical process, but an attentive interest, as if we were watching a child at play. There is curiosity, there is care, but there is no urge to interrupt the play. When strong emotions arise, fear, guilt, jealousy, anxiety, try to welcome them in the same way. Acknowledge their presence, feel their impact, but do not rush to label or condemn them. See them as a part of you that wants to express itself and dissolve in the light of silent perception. If you find it helpful, write them down in a notebook. Record what you felt throughout the day and the situations that triggered those feelings. At the end of the day, read what you wrote, but do so with a kind gaze, without judging yourself or creating narratives that justify or blame. It's as if you were a researcher observing a natural phenomenon. Over time, this habit of noticing and noting or simply observing deepens self-knowledge. You start to notice recurring patterns, automatic reactions that had previously gone unnoticed. Gradually, the mind becomes clearer, not because you forced it to be calm, but because it was understood. And what is understood tends to lose its power to confuse. Meditation, in this context, is not a complex ritual, nor is it something reserved for a few. It is precisely this continuous willingness to be present, whatever content arises in the mind. You don't need an external instructor for this. All you need is a genuine interest in knowing yourself. As this calm vigilance becomes established, you begin to realize that the mind, by itself, can find rest. Becoming still is not forcing yourself to stop thinking, but clearly seeing each impulse that arises and allowing it to settle in the vastness of your own inner space. In this state of stillness, something profound may happen. The feeling that there is no I separate from what is being observed, as if the observer and the observed were one single experience, without divisions. It is in this union that true understanding often arises, the ability to see the root of our actions and conflicts. And this understanding brings with it the possibility of a real freedom, not forced, but natural, because it springs from within. At this point, it's not about seeking a manufactured peace or running from life's tensions, but about understanding the internal mechanism that generates chaos. When there is understanding, peace is a consequence. Therefore, if you notice the mind chattering, don't rush to silence it. Try stopping, observing, writing it down if you wish, and let observation do its job. The invitation is simple, but it can profoundly transform the way you live each moment. Knowing yourself is not about collecting information, but walking attentively through all your moments. It is in this walking that the mind reveals itself, and in that revelation, transformation occurs. When distractions subside and stillness sets in, we discover that the mind has a natural clarity, like a lake that becomes calm, allowing the bottom to be seen with clarity. And in that clarity, there is freedom, the freedom to be, to feel, and to transcend without impositions, without fear. For now, you closely observe the nature of your own thought. Be that attentive presence, be the light that casts clarity on each emotion, and allow this exercise of continuous understanding to open paths to a calmer, more authentic life. Little by little, you will no longer feel hostage to mental chatter, because you will see that it can rest when it is met with understanding.